My name's Ashley, and I have multiple autoimmune diseases. I am starting this channel so that I can build a community for people like me and people like you that are suffering from autoimmune conditions. Now, part of my issues with my autoimmune conditions is my memory. So I have a computer here and I have some notes here so that I can refer to the two so that I can communicate effectively what I'm trying to say. And if any of you understand what it's like to have memory issues, I feel you. So first, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about me. My name is Ashley. I live in rural Midwest America. Population like 2,300 in my town. I live here with my wife and our 7 kids. They are range from age of 20 all the way down to 13. Apparently where I live, and I didn't know this when I moved here, thyroid problems are very, very common. And one of my autoimmune diseases is, it started out as Graves' disease, which is a hyperactive thyroid, and then it turned into Hashimoto's, which is an underactive thyroid, and now it just can't decide what it wants to do. So my doctor said it's in like a toxicosis, like a Hashitoxicosis, and they want to take it out. But I said no at this point. I am trying the AIP diet, the autoimmune protocol, to see if I can't get my body to kind of do what it's supposed to do again. So about my autoimmune conditions, as I said, I have Hashitoxicosis, which is just a combination of high and low thyroid problems. Along with that, I have mixed connective tissue disease. And I'm just gonna real quick refer to my computer here. Some of those problems that I have from that is Raynaud's disease, where the circulation kind of like shuts off in my fingers and my toes and they turn like white. I haven't had them turn blue yet, but I've had them turn white. I also have Sjögren's syndrome, so you'll see me take a sip of tea from time to time because my mouth is just so dry, and when I talk too much, it just like turns into the Sahara. I also have like dry eyes, dry skin, a lot of those type of problems. I get tooth decay from the dryness of my mouth. I get digestive problems from the Sjögren's. I also have just absorption problems of digestion, period. I can't get nutrients from my food. So I have vitamin deficiencies like vitamin B12, vitamin D, those type of things. I get swelling in my joints. I get pain and inflammation in my joints. I get fatigue, and like, I know you other autoimmune people are gonna understand. Fatigue is not just like, oh, I'm a little tired. It's like mind-numbing exhaustion where you don't know if you can make it from the couch to the bathroom. It's just exhaustion. I get chest pains. I get muscle spasms in my abdominal muscles and in my back muscles. That it just is very, very painful. I get headaches, confusion, memory loss, that will repeat itself over and over again because a lot of my symptoms are overlapping for all the diseases, and memory problems is just right up there along with stiffness and pain and inflammation in my joints. I also have, I said that. I also have fibromyalgia, and I know that there is some controversy here of whether that is an autoimmune problem or not. I know that you used to be able to see a rheumatologist for that, but nowadays, at least where I'm from, they'll see you, they'll get you a med, and they'll kick you to primary, and you don't really get much help with that anymore, which is really sad because it's a difficult thing to deal with. You get tender points on your skin, more fatigue, you have sleep disruption, concentration, they call it like a fibro fog or brain fog, anxiety and depression. And those are just a few, like morning stiffness, headaches. Those are just a few of the things that I personally suffer from. We're all different. We all have different things that, we get. I also get intolerance to heat and cold, which is sort of ironic because in the Midwest where I live, it is like currently like 11 degrees outside, and that's just not even counting the wind chill. So it's cold. So I stay inside a lot, or when I go out, I try and bundle up because, my little fingies will turn white, and that hurts when they start to warm up. So I dress in layers. Like I have this, grandma cardigan on right now on top of my Harry Potter t-shirt. And, I just try and stay warm. And then when I go back to the couch, I'll have a blanket and, then I get hot. So then I undo some layers. Dressing in layers is like key. I'm weak. I have a lot of weakness. As you'll kind of learn through my story, especially with that vitamin B12 deficiency, I had a lot of weakness. And really about 4 months ago, I was in a wheelchair, totally dependent on my family and the PCAs that came in to take care of me. So it was actually, it's kind of a miracle that I'm able to walk and talk. And even though I'm in a little bit of a flare right now, it's nothing compared to what I've been through. So I feel like I can just push through no problem. Another one of these things is I get irritable. I get irritable from stimuli like noise, sound, smell, pain. I know this is a common problem with people with autoimmune conditions, just kind of across the spectrum, is that, we're really sensitive to smell, we're really sensitive to sound, we're really sensitive to touch and pain. And so when those things are happening, we sometimes tend to get really irritable. And my loved one can attest to that, because I've definitely, had some moments where I'm like, don't touch me. I also have a condition called POTS, which is, I'm going to brutally murder this. Okay. Posterior orthostatic tachycardic syndrome. I did it. POTS. And that actually helps me to pass out. I get really dizzy and I get faint, and it's something to do with how my heart reacts to my circulation when I get up from things. And I'm going to do a whole separate video on each one of these conditions and really go in depth. This is just a quick overview of what I particularly suffer with, to say, hey, how are you? I'm here with you. This one also does the brain fog and the confusion and chest pain. Like I get muscular chest pain in my chest. Also insomnia. I also have another disorder that helps me to pass out. It's called vasovagal syncope. And it's just overstimulation of my vagus nerve, which I believe is right back here. And it gets overstimulated from hot, from cold, and sometimes when I'm really, really emotional. So if I'm just having a really bad day and, my life's just a mess, I can actually, with my emotional instability, trigger my vagus nerve and boop, I pass out. It's kind of crazy. If I'm too cold, again, I can pass out. I mostly pass out more when I'm very, very uncomfortable and emotional, or when I'm very, very hot. Summertime is really difficult for me if I'm outside, because I'll just keel over. I'm out for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then I pop right back up and, take a few minutes to recover and, throw an ice pack on my neck and go on with my day. That's kind of, when you got a bunch of kids, it's kind of what you got to do. My next one is chronic fatigue. Now, I know I kind of touched on fatigue for some of the other conditions. This is like a separate entity on its own. I suffer from chronic fatigue, and I can get so tired. It's like I said, it's like soul-suckingly tired. It's like, am I ever going to feel okay again? And the answer typically is yes, but sometimes when you feel terrible, you don't really know if you're going to feel okay again. Is this the rest of my life? Okay, tea break. Okay, on top of my physical ailments and my autoimmune conditions, I have a couple mental health problems. I suffer from chronic depression, anxiety, just like a generalized anxiety disorder, and PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I was not in the military. It was nothing like that. I just had a bit of a traumatic childhood, and parts of that just kind of stuck with me. And I try to push through that, but having conditions, like mixed connective tissue disease or Raynaud's or, POTS or any of those kind of autoimmune problems, whatever you're suffering from, those things can really affect your mental health. And I will, like I said, I will film another video later about how these specific things affect me and my family, because I'm here with my kids. So that is basically what I want to talk about today. I'm here with you. I have a lot to say about this. I am also, like I mentioned earlier, I am following the AIP diet, the autoimmune protocol, and I am going to be talking about that in depth in a future video. And I am also going to be talking about how it's made me feel, how it continues to make me feel, and how difficult it is to start on and how difficult is it to continue. Like I said, I really, really want to build an autoimmune community here. I find it therapeutic, to know that there are other people that are suffering, that are going through what we're going through. I had a really dark period in the last, 6 months where I felt alone. I felt like nobody understood what was going on with me. And, I know that there are people that understand, and I want people to know that I understand. So I'd really like to be together through this journey. So thank you. If you want to follow me on this journey and come along with me, subscribe to my channel and click the little bell so that you'll get, the uploads on time. And welcome.